Hi everybody, this is Ospreyeye from mychartcoach.com, and in this video we're going to take a look at some more of the stocks that were in play today. So first up, let's take a look at CLSN. So yeah, this stock had a really nice bounce yesterday, and yeah, it came down, it bounced off the 200-day simple moving average and EMA 8 here at 352 and 308. That's the red line and the lime line, and then it had closed back above EMA 4, signaling more upside potential, and it had nice follow through today. So that was a really good close. It's lined up now with this March high close resistance level. If it can break above that, the next target's going to be the closing price from last Monday, which was at $6. Notice how that's lined up with this resistance zone from back in February. And just above that's the 300-day simple moving average at 689. So if it can continue this uptrend, riding EMA's 4 and 8 support higher, it's 689, and the 300-day simple moving average will be the next target. If it pulls back and closes back below EMA 4, you could see it drop down and test the 200-day simple moving average. It really needs to hold that level to keep the bullish momentum going. If it closes below that, you could possibly see a drop down to the middle Bollinger Band. There's been good volume behind this move. Notice there was a nice volume spike again today. So yeah, and then if you look up here at RSI, it had corrected on the pullback. So at 67, it still has room to run until overbought levels, and same thing with Fasto, it's only at 68. So both of those indicators are signaling that there's more juice in the tank, there's more room to run, especially since in the last run it went well above 90 on both indicators. So it looks like it's got juice in the tank to keep pushing higher. It just has to bust through this upper Bollinger Band and high close resistance. Okay, let's take a look at ZSAN. Yeah, let's take a look here real quick. Yeah, the chart here is showing a bullish close above the 50-day simple moving average. So this is ZSAN. Okay, so you can see here it closed up 14%. And the nice thing is the RSI here at 56. So this has got a lot of room to run, and you've got Fasto at 56 as well. So they're both have just broken back into the bull zone after being below, and they have room to run until overbought levels. So that's always a nice thing to see. You know, the play is heating up. Now, if you look here, there's a nice setup, a close here above the 50-day simple moving average, and then what we're looking for is a break above this closing price on the 13th of September. So that'll be the next key level to break, will be this closing price here, and if it can get above that, that's just above $1, then it could potentially run up here to the 100-day simple moving average at 114. That's the next target if this green line holds. The green line is the 50-day simple moving average, and that's lined up with the middle Bollinger Band currently at 8896, and so basically 90 cents is the big level to hold. If it can turn that level into support, then a new uptrend should begin, and so it needs to break above this, the top of this. You can see there's a sideways channel, and so right now it's getting towards the top of it at $1. If you can get above that $1.02 level, then you could see a run up to the 100-day simple moving average. You've got a PSAR bull flip, so notice the green dots are below the candles. There's a big volume spike here. You've got a bullish crossover on MACD on both time frames, so MACD is heating up. So yeah, so keep an eye, and there was a bullish crossover on ADX. On ZSAN, the chart's really heating up. It needs to stay above that 50-day simple moving average. If it closes back below that level, that'll be a signal the chart's cooling down and it could possibly consolidate. If you look here at AVIR, okay, so this stock here, it made a bullish move today above the 200-day simple moving average. Now it's below 70 on our side. Notice it's topped out before, right above that level. You know, the pullback from high of day corrected Fasto, so it's down here at 55. You know, you've got the bulls in control on ADX, and so this has got a nice uptrend going. It's got this good uptrending channel. It's been trading above, it's been riding the middle Bollinger Band higher, and it traded above the 50-day simple moving average, then the 100-day simple moving average, and then the big move today is the break above the 200-day simple moving average here at 0.71. That's this red line here, and so that had been resistance. It had closed above on the 2nd of October, and then it got back above that level today. Notice here that about 74 cents was the high here on the open on October 3rd. So it closed above that level as well. And see, that level is lined up here with the gap. So there was a previous gap from back in February. And so the top of this candle is the bottom of the gap, and the bottom of this candle is the top of the gap. And so the candles have been working their way back up to the bottom of the gap level. Notice how it had been big resistance. So it hit right here and pulled back, and then it came back up here, hit the bottom of the gap and pulled back. You know, it hit here, bottom of the gap, pulled back. Did the same thing last week and pulled back, but today it finally broke above. So this was the bullish move everybody was looking for. It did run much higher. It hit the 300-day simple moving average at 95 and pulled back. That was a climax type event. That is the key level to break. And then if it can get above that, then the top of the gap, which is at 105. So it's the 300-day simple moving average and the top of the gap at 105 are the two targets to the upside. If it pulls back, you want to see that 200-day simple moving average at 71 hold, and you really want to see it stay above the bottom of the gap. So it'd be best if it stays above 74. There was big volume today, but there was also the the big pullback from high of day, which is a signal that they of selling shares and possible dilution. Okay, so take a look here at CVM. Okay, so this stock had a bullish open, and then it formed the black candle. Okay, so that's like it's a bull trap, for those that were chasing and got a high entry point. And so the positives here are RSI closed above 50. So it's at 55. That's the first time it's been above 50 since back here. The last time it had a similar candle. And then it's got a bullish crossover down here on Fasto. You want to see Fasto get back above 50. There was a bullish crossover here on ADX. The green line plus DI crossed the red line minus DI to the upside. And then you want to see the black line cross the red line. That would be a good signal the chart's heating up. And so for this chart, what happened is there was a gap up open. The top of this candle at $2 is the top of the candle, and the share price ran up to the bottom of the gap. Notice there's a gap from back here in August. This is the top of the gap. This is the bottom of the gap. It broke above the bottom of the gap level in the 100-day simple moving average at 208, and it pulled back. And then it failed to hold the 50-day simple moving average at 196, and it ended up closing close to low of day. Today's candle did form above the upper Bollinger Band. Notice that the Bollinger Bands, here's the upper Bollinger Band and the lower Bollinger Band, were super tight before this move. So it was setting up for either a breakout or breakdown. It broke out to the upside. Now there is a gap between high of day yesterday and low of day today. So a drop down to about 174 would fill the gap. To the upside, what bulls want to see is they want to see it get back above this 50-day simple moving average first. You need to get a close above that and then break back above the bottom of the gap. A gap fill would put it up to about 225 or so, the top of the gap, and that would put the 200-day simple moving average on deck. So yeah, so this is still it's back here. You can see what happened last time. It had the gap up open, and then it sold off. And so we're going to see if that happens again here and it pulls back and fills the gap. Notice there was a gap between this candle, the bottom of this candle, and the top of this candle, and the candles came back and filled the gap. Well, we're going to see if the same pattern happens again here, or if there's a bullish change in trend and it can break above resistance. Okay, so a stock to keep an eye on is MARA. Okay, so it's trying to heat back up here. It dropped below 50 on RSI, and now it's back above that level. It started a bullish crossover on Fasto after bouncing off the 20 oversold level. It's got an uptrend going. It's trying to hold on to. An uptrend started down here when the middle Bollinger Band turned into support, and so every time it pulls back, it's been holding the middle Bollinger Band and heading higher and making new highs. So it made a high here in the end of August, pulled back to the middle Bollinger Band, made a higher high back in September, and then it dropped down. And notice how it's made a higher low. So it's a higher low, higher highs. So this is a good uptrend, and so it's bouncing off of the ascending support line, and then today it closed back above the middle Bollinger Band and the pink line there, EMA4, and so that was the first close above EMA4 in the last 5 trading days. So following 4 red candles in a row, there was a nice bounce, and so what it needs to do now is it needs to get back above EMAs 13 and EMA 8. If it can get it back above these EMAs, then that would signal it's ready to start moving again. 44 is going to be a big resistance level. If you see it break above 44, then it could potentially push higher, and then the ultimate target would be up here at about 56. Notice how that's the top of this channel, this uptrending channel. And so if the pattern continues, it should make a run about to that level. It will need to break 50, the upper Bollinger Band, which is lined up with the closing price here in September on the 27th. Now, if it breaks below, if it fails to hold the middle Bollinger Band, and it breaks below descending or ascending support here at the 38, 39 level, then you could see it drop down. The 50-day simple moving average is the key level to hold at 35, and then you have the 100-day simple moving average at 32. These are two huge support levels, so keep an eye on it. Check out the volume. Notice that they pulled it back on really light volume. There was big volume on the up days, and then they were able to walk it down on light volume, similar to the last time. And so what we're looking for now is a bullish volume spike. You're looking for, if you're a bull, a green volume bar that's larger than the previous several volume bars, and a breakthrough resistance. So that would be a signal that it's back in play and ready to head higher. Okay, so take a look at YECO. This is a really thinly traded stock. It's been making some big moves lately. Just going to show you this chart. It's back in the bull zone on RSI. You want to see Fasto get back above 50. So out of nowhere, this thing got volume. It made a really big run from down here around 10 cents all the way up here, well into dollar land, and then it pulled back, and then today it had a nice bounce. And so it's bouncing off of the 200-day simple moving average at 54 cents, 545, and so that is the key level to hold. If you see a drop below that level, then that's going to be putting this middle Bollinger Band and the 100-day simple moving average down here between 26 and 28 on deck. So it's really important that it stays above the 54, 55 level. And then to the upside, what you want to see, if you're a bull, is a close above this 300-day simple moving average at 101. If it can get above that level, it could really get running again. So that's the big thing. To the upside, above 101 signals more upside potential, and then it's got to break the closing price here on the 4th or the 5th, and then to the downside, if there's a drop below the 45 or 54 or 55 level, then that could signal downside risk and a possible drop down to 28 or 29. Okay, thank you very much for viewing this video. If you'd like to learn more about charts and technical analysis, please check us out at mychartcoach.com and our YouTube channel at mychartcoach.com. Thank you.